Rohr here with an early global view on Tuesday, March 3rd, 2015. It's currently 7:30 a.m. U.S. Central Time, coming to you just a bit later due to a minor technical problem we had. And it's been a very interesting start to the month. We're coming in off mixed data from the end of the month in February, last Friday. So the question is, what does all this mean to the markets? And as we saw late last week, there was some disappointment, especially with that Chicago PMI that put the market back down off of its attempt to hold 2100 at the top of the week last week, interestingly enough, from which it pushed up, after the 2 weeks ago settling of the Greek debt agreement confrontation, at least in the near term, there being an amenable agreement to move forward on that in Europe, put the market up above 2100, held 2100, got up to a high at 2117, but then spent the balance of the week failing to get back above the 2112. So 2117 currently the all-time high, and resistance around 2112. Even into the early part of the day yesterday, and then lo and behold, the market pushed up through that. However, based upon some weakening of sentiment this morning, we are now back down off 7, back at 2107, so getting back near the negated down break from the end of the week last week. We're literally late Friday. You got below the midline of this major upward channel from the last significant low back at 1,975. So this is actually on a short-term chart, but a pretty interesting, significant channel. And then, of course, going back to yesterday, early in the day, the market broke up from around the 2106.5 level. So out of the channel, it couldn't get out of back on Friday. So generally speaking, 2100 is still support, and we even have to see if the bears can get these markets, this market back below 2106.5 to 2104 on the consideration of whether it will indeed even test 2100. Much below that, support at 2090, and again around that old high at 2088.70. That's basically where the market held 2 weeks ago during the Greek debt agreement confrontation, even in spite of the fact that had it so nervous, back against that old high at 2088.70. That pretty much does it for the short-term view of the S&P 500.